Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I am sharing with you 5 brand new Assetto Corsa car mods that you need to check out here in Assetto Corsa. We have a ton of super cool stuff on today's list, from some prototype race cars to some fantastic sports cars, all the way down to some very funky dirt cars. Before we get into it though, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my second channel, JC Racing. If you want to see some broader sim racing content besides just Assetto Corsa mods, that will be your one-stop shop for it. You can find it down in the top link in the description below. But without further ado, let's get right on to the first car mod on today's list, and that is the C7 Chevrolet Corvette. This is made by MNBA over on their Patreon. However, like always, it is free. They do have paid stuff as well, like paid early access, so if you want to support them, feel free. But this is a free mod here today. This is a conversion. All of MNBA's cars are conversions, at least in terms of their models, so just something to know going in. I always like to give a little bit of a preface to things like that, just in case there's people who don't really like conversions. But this car, this is the C7 Z06 with the Z07 package, and if you don't know what that means, this is pretty much the top of the line Corvette C7 besides the ZR1. It has 650 brake horsepower, 898 Newton meters of torque. It weighs 1,598 kilograms though, so it's kind of a boat, and it is of course the last front engine Corvette made, so quite unique. I do like the look of the C7. I think it has aged a little bit, but overall I still think it's a very, very beautiful car. It's got a big American V8 under the hood, so what more can you want? You can find this thing down in the link in the description below. Next up on the list, we have the SMP Racing BR3. This is the 2024 version of the car, and it's had quite a few changes, especially in terms of its aero. It has 420 brake horsepower, 445 Newton meters of torque. It just weighs 1,000 kilograms, and it's got some pretty crazy aero. It's a very cool looking car. It's kind of like an enclosed cockpit with closed fenders, a formula car. I don't know, it's very unique, but it's a super fun driving experience. It's got a nice sound to it as well, and overall, if you're into these kind of prototype track cars, which I'm sure a lot of you are, then this is definitely one to give a shot. You can find it down in the race department link in the description below. Next up on the list, we have the 1991 GMC Cyclone. This is definitely not the way that it came from the factory, though. This is a drag spec Cyclone. I don't have it on a drag strip because that's kind of lame for a video, but this thing, it's just absolutely ridiculous. This is made by Whack, and then it has been re-edited by Quack Chick. I hope I said that right. It has 2,896 brake horsepower. Yeah, it's got a lot. It's definitely not very realistic. I don't think there's any engine on this planet that's going to fit in a car that's going to make 2,900 horsepower without exploding. But anyway, that's why we have it here in Assetto Corsa, right? 3,060 Newton meters of torque. It somehow just weighs 1,305 kilograms, which I guess isn't a little bit, but it's definitely not a lot, especially for how big this engine must be. So give this thing a shot. If you like ludicrously quick cars, this will be one to check out. And the GMC Cyclone, of course, in real life, a legendary truck. And this thing, it's just absolutely insane, man. You can find it down in the link in the description below. Next up, we have another car by MNBA. This is the 2018 BMW F87. The car we're looking at here specifically today is the Competition M Performance, but there are 3 total cars in this pack: a regular tuned version, and then kind of like a middle-of-the-road performance version without the aero. But if you're looking for like the closest thing to the street car, look at the tuned. But anyway, here's the most most like track ready version of this car. 429 brake horsepower, 563 newton meters of torque. It does weigh 1,600 kilograms though, so this thing is definitely not light, but if you're a fan of BMWs and those big German engines pulling this thing along, you're definitely going to want to check this one out. Super duper high quality, of course, again, a conversion, but all looks very nice and is of course all above board as well, so super cool. You can find this one down in the link in the description below. And the final car on today's list is the Camotos Yamaha YZFR6, or the Cross car. This is made by X4 over on Race Department. And this thing is just crazy. If you have any dirt tracks in Assetto Corsa, which there aren't a lot of, unfortunately, that's where this thing's bread and butter is really at. I don't have any installed at the moment, so I just took it around Brands Hatch here, but still a very fun and unique car to drive. Looking at the fastest, highest spec version, it's got 132 brake horsepower, 71 newton meters of torque though. Doesn't sound like a lot, but get this, it only weighs 350 kilograms. This thing is tiny and it is light, so this thing absolutely goes. There is also a version with 67 horsepower and then a junior version with 46, so if you want something a little bit more manageable, then you can go there as well. Tons of liveries for this thing as well, so if you're doing races with the AI or you have something set up online, you won't have any problems with that. And it's just a very unique car here in Assetto Corsa. It's been around for a little while. I've never covered it until now, so I thought I might as well do so. Super cool. Again, if you have dirt tracks especially, worth checking this thing out. You can find it down in the link in the description below. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you did enjoy this video, a like and a sub would mean a lot. Be sure you check out my second channel once again, JC Racing as well. That'll be the top link in the description below. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.